Thought streams. Consistency isn't about effort, it's about capacity. Most people think consistency is a willpower problem. They tell themselves, I just need to try harder. I need more discipline. I need more motivation. But that's not what breaks consistency. What breaks consistency is overload. You don't stop showing up because you're lazy. You stop showing up because your system can't sustain the demand. That's why people are consistent in some areas of life and inconsistent in others. They're not different people. They're operating at different capacity levels. Consistency isn't about pushing yourself every day. It's about knowing what you can hold without collapse. Most burnout comes from confusing intensity with capacity. You can sprint without capacity, but you can't sustain without it. Capacity is built quietly, through regulation, through recovery, through rhythms that respect your nervous system. That's why someone can be highly motivated and still unreliable. Motivation spikes, capacity stabilizes. When capacity is low, small obstacles feel heavy. Minor friction feels personal. Missed days turn into shame spirals. Not because you lack character, but because your system is already maxed out. Consistency breaks when the load exceeds the container. That's true in fitness, in business, in relationships, in leadership. If you ask a system to perform beyond its capacity, it will eventually rebel. Sometimes as procrastination, sometimes as avoidance, sometimes as illness, sometimes as self sabotage. That's feedback, not failure. The mature move isn't to force more effort, it's to increase capacity, which means better pacing, cleaner boundaries, fewer unnecessary battles, more recovery than your ego thinks you deserve. Real consistency feels almost boring. Not dramatic, not heroic, quiet, repeatable, stable. That's how you know it's real. When consistency is capacity based, you don't need hype. You don't need pressure. You don't need to negotiate with yourself every day. You just show up. And here's the deeper layer. People trust consistency not because it's impressive, but because it's safe. Unpredictable effort creates anxiety. Stable presence creates trust. That's why consistency is a form of love, and why broken consistency often isn't betrayal, it's overload. So instead of asking, why can't I stay consistent? Ask, what am I asking my system to carry that it hasn't been trained to hold yet? That question leads to growth instead of self judgment. Consistency isn't about trying harder, it's about building a bigger container. Thought streams.